for high GC news. Mema Ubibia Aquaba Hadia latest hot and Aramede Bremo. And uti Sunya subscribe to channel idea Bomodia say over subscribe. Gabby say over click a the subscribe button, you know. Na wabele notification. We had a video for free be upload no. When the first person was Ebeka a year sa video. Afi we are na like video no, give us a thumbs up na fi share my or for so that when you be here now and some do anara ekoso ewo Ghana memo hanum afi tentemo imbura ye ensemo abeto yepuno so umayiti eye sa report ya ababetu umayiti asemi
my mention the kwenti NPP for omumbu Ghana for Mahamadu Bawumia and the Bawumia kasa suddenly Bawumia is wise. Don't forget this Bawumia, he's the same Bawumia you and I we know. So don't think say some different Bawumia. Mami cho bibi. Bawumia na and the young na okasano. 3 months ago, the same Bawumia na ye nimu no nothing has changed. Onko di edro fufurobia, onko school fufurobia. Sa Bawumia na ya kana some Bawumia Mahamadu ba onwani sa kwa wi. Bibia sesaye e yo noa this guy. This guy. I want you to see Mepesa Ghana for whom bibi. Nothing has changed up here. So Bawumia no ni.
Economic mismanagement and corruption has resulted in Ghana turning to the IMF for a bailout. Fellow Ghanaians, Ghana's sovereign credit rating has been downgraded from B+ positive. Without oil, Ghana was being rated as B+ positive. Under the NPP, we now have today 16 million Ghanaians with unique identities. And that is a major transformation. A lot of people sometimes don't even appreciate what the impact of the Ghana card is. But if you gave me 1,000 interchanges and a Ghana card, I'll choose the Ghana card because it has more impact on development. Today, 16 million Ghanaians with unique identities. And that is a major transformation. A lot of people sometimes don't even appreciate what the impact of the Ghana card is. But if you gave me 1,000 interchanges and a Ghana card, I'll choose the Ghana card because it has more impact on development. Today, 16 million Ghanaians with unique identities. And that is a major transformation. A lot of people sometimes don't even appreciate what the impact of the Ghana card is. But if you gave me 1,000 interchanges and a Ghana card, I'll choose the Ghana card because it has more impact on development. Today, 16 million railways and ports. And for the people of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really is a lot of hub of economic activity. You can build railway lines between them, and it's a major growth pool if we put an airport here to drive infrastructure growth. Of course, we are going to continue to construct the Eastern Line. We are going to construct the Eastern Line and the Ghana-Burkina Line, which is also very, very much the Buankra.
Given the resources at its disposal, one should expect at least 4 to 5 times the quantum of investment that the NDC claims to have undertaken. The close to 33 billion of borrowing that has not been used for infrastructure expenditure could have done so much in this country. If you take $33 billion and ask yourself, what could you have done with $33 billion? You could have solved the water crisis in Ghana. You could have solved our energy problems. Every region in Ghana would have had 1,000 kilometers of asphalt road. We could have transformed agriculture. We could have put in place a world-class hospital in every region. We could have bought 1,000 ambulances for the Ghana Ambulance Service. We could have equipped our existing health and education institutions. And we could have built an additional 600 senior high schools that the government is trying to build currently.
And you don't understand. Get to a village and the people will gather. They will tell you, well, our major need is a borehole. The 60 different budgets where we have been allocating money for development, both central and local. Many villages I went to, our major need is a toilet. When I look at the economic management team, it is quite clearly a fantastic team. Professor Jambafo, Dr. Akutose, Dr. Afriye Akoto, Honorable Alan Kyeremanteng, Boakye Agyarko, Ken Oforiata, Senior Minister Yao Osafo Mafu. What a solid team. In fact,
this is the same Bawumia. I did 3 months. Bibian Sasaye. There's nothing new about him. There's nothing new about Kennedy Agyapong. The same Kennedy Agyapong on the Jantra for Kuntokwa, where draws to say, where as to say, is the same Kennedy Agyapong. There's nothing new about them. Why should we even pay attention to 2 liars, 2 thieves, 2 criminals who don't speak the truth? These are the same people. There's nothing unique about this guy. He's a munafiki. He's a munafiki. Bawumia is 100% munafiki. He is a munafiki. You see, I want Ghanaians to understand, say, there's nothing unique about them. There's nothing new. It is because you're in opposition. They are making you think so many munyansa. They have learned nothing new. Bibifu frobie niwa Bawumia kosia abekanda dana or the say Ghana no. Kennedy mpodi onko school. Bibie niwa sanko fora kosia. Now, listen to Bawumia. I say, on my own behalf, the party and the government, I apologize to all of you, that's Ghanaians, for not getting the things right that we should have gotten. On my own behalf, the party and the government, I apologize to all of you Ghanaians for not getting the things right that we should have gotten. Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Bawumia said, or no, any NPP no. Omo ya den, omo dia pachaw ma Ghana for. Nyama bia omo enya ne ye a osan komo ye a omo anye. Nyoma ben. Still ohun so we Jimmy. Still the NPP omo Ghana for say Bawumia hu ohun Ghana ni bia so we Jimmy. O say mo party no NPP mo bedi Ghana so 8 years no mo ye nyoma bia na nkeni se mo ye. So o pa chawa kanyoma wanye because me and then me call for confession. So me enkremo na me ro masalachi. Na se me bo mpa ya che Onyankopon aka me bone ya che me pay mu ka me bone. Ana I need to tell God what I have done wrong that he has to forgive me. But you cannot just walk into church, into the mosque and just say Nyankopon fa bone che me. Bone ben na wa ya onyame fa bone che because you pay mu kan ya bone ya. Bible ne kan o say wo pay mu kan wo bone a e na Onyankopon de che. Now the funny thing is Bawumia is apologizing to Ghanaians. Bawumia is apologizing to Ghanaians, not in Ghana. He is outside Ghana apologizing to Ghanaians. That one is the first disrespect. Mahamadu Bawumia, he is apologizing to Ghanaians outside Ghana. Yato Abaniwe is almost 5 months. He did not see the sense and respect in apologizing to us until he flew out of Ghana. And wakojina insuonechi and I'll say NPP name Bawumia ya bone monfanche me. Ana monfanche question and say bone ben na waye. Because ope mu kan bone a unless it's how you say Jimmy. Because before election 2024, when Bawumia met the press, he could have told the press to say, you know something, I have delivered. And that I have delivered everything and walk away. But when Bawumia met the press before 2024 elections, he was specific on the things that they have done that are positive, that we should vote for them. Why didn't Bawumia just tell the press in 2024 before elections? I didn't think Bawumia meet press. No, one can say, I am Bawumia, I am running for president, I have worked, and just walk off the stage. But for a reason, he decided to stay on that stage to break it down for the pressmen and women there to know, say, these are the things that Mahamadu Bawumia said, why yeah, Intia Yerusha Tuaba. This 2024, listen to him.
I mean, what is clear, I don't have to go through every sector. The data, for me, I speak only with data. The data is very, very clear that we have our government. We have outperformed the government of former President Mahama in the management of the economy in virtually every sector. Virtually every sector. You tell me whether it's GDP growth, whether it's per capita income, whether it is industry growth. I mean, virtually every sector we have outperformed him. So he either does not read or he does not understand the data. He needs to do one of the two. Take his time to read the data and understand what it is before he comes out to speak, because he will speak out of ignorance. Because if you understand the data, and I believe that as a former president, he does understand the data. He must understand the data. And I believe that is why he doesn't want to debate me. I believe so. That is why he doesn't want to debate me. He's running away from that. So if, according to him, we have mismanaged the economy in the midst of a global crisis, if our mismanaged economy is outperforming you in virtually every sector, this economy that you are saying has been mismanaged. We are performing you in GDP growth, in per capita income, in gross international reserves, in every sector, roads, hospitals, schools, everything. Free SHS, all of that. If this is the mismanaged economy that is outperforming you in your economy that had no global crisis, no crisis at all, but you couldn't afford chalk. You couldn't afford chalk, but there was no crisis. So if our mismanaged economy is performing better than your better managed economy, then in that case, you must not have been very good. Let me put it mildly. I was going to say incompetent. Because our bad economy.
I also have Bawumia, no. Also, in the middle of the elections, no, you did not take your time to listen to Bawumia. Also, look at his body language, how coherent he is, how he's able to basically process things, his presentation, his level of reasoning, his messaging. Also, I feel the one who say, yes. I feel I'm going to take a step back, right? You are now looking at the Bawumia. You are now taking your time. Mr. P, now saying Kennedy Agyapong so no so come economic lecture be Scooby. Get me that piece and let me show you something. I say unya abotire na o share video we no. In the middle of the election, you don't pay attention to stuff. For 8 years, we were so stressed to the point we didn't watch the actors. I say right now, no, you are taking your time to listen. You're like, hey. You see, he was specific. He talked about roads, hospital, free SHS, virtually everything. He said virtually everything. GDP, per capita income, industry. But right now he said he's apologizing for things they didn't do right. What are the things he didn't do right? Oh, say me nyabutre ebo Bawumia video unyabutre tie no. You are like, no. You are just a senior high school student. You are a first year student, university student. Oh, say you are now beginning to be like, Dabi, there's something wrong. Yes. Oh, say unyabutre tie no. You are like, something isn't right. The guy is empty. The guy just learned from Akufo Addo dems. They prepared him for you because they know, say, he can just lie. He does not know anything. Again about Bawumia so omanyen ye enti or patch or tell us. A dear and a Mahamadu Bawumia say Omo NPP for no onu leadi omo in 2024 omo nyentra omo pa watch what it is. What is it? Dear, what did they do wrong? They don't want to talk about it because they will remind you of your anger. Or you say obiena no e can be inflation code 57 now wubefu. Or you say oka election killings I you be angry. Or you say oka the corruption, the nepotism. Or you say o resist our issue now you be angry. Or Rezi Kenoforiata, how he stole from us, you'll be pissed off. Or you say, or Rezi Gabby and the way family took over. Bediatuo, he knows. Or Rezi Aya also West Wagon. Or Rezi Aya issues 52 billion a year free. Aya Ghana Commercial Bank in transit to Bank of Ghana. Or Rezi Aya 60 billion loss of Bank of Ghana. Or Rezi gold for oil. He knows that these are crimes Aya deliberate. He's doing politics which is covered in with lies. Onim di oye. So I'm asking, and me busa NPP for no, Bawumia ndo kwa abrochire and opa yani Ghana for Ghana chow. The biggest insult to 2482. The biggest insult to Ghana near or shemi. Onse unya butra utie Bawumia no. Anytime I catch Ghana for say, why are we wasting our time on the NPP? Bawumia ni Kennedy Agyapong. At this point, why? Why should any Ghanaian adwene adwuma? You just listen to Bawumia meboa. Now, this is his counterpart, Kennedy Agyapong. Now, Kennedy Agyapong is also a economic lecture. Or my economic lectures. Now, take Kennedy Agyapong. These are the two people. They left power in less than 5 months. So suddenly, Kennedy are better than an economist. Yeah. Now, listen to the other partner, Kennedy Agyapong.
Is temporal. It is not any economic gurus in this country that is causing the cedi to appreciate and the dollar to depreciate. It is the wealth market that they are not demanding the dollars as much as they used to. That is why there's no competition and supply of dollar is exceeding the demand. As simple as that. These are basic economics principles. So we have to be careful with what we are saying about interest rate and all those things. It's not magic. It is the world economy that is falling apart. And the demand for the dollar has gone down.
You see, Kennedy said the world economy is falling apart. Anything and the Ghana dollar no. Dollar number format cedi na kosro a world economy na fall apart. So say unya butana wutie gofo we ya. This is Kennedy Agyapong and there's also Central University. Na mo amugu Central University mo Jimmy Chain bibia. Na me ba makotue sika se Central University. Akwa we ne gina we ni mu lecture o. Already. Economy. Kennedy Agyapong say world economy no and I explode internet there cedi na nya hoden. Togo, omanka world economy home. Nigeria world economy omanka. Other African countries world economy. Ghana and US and world economy. These are the people, the MP, finest bedestry. Creme de la creme ninko for me nu amade achire Kennedy ni Bawumia. We mu mienu. Ena say yemfa Ghana emfama we mu mienu baako. Na nkwasiafo mienu we. Say nkwasiafo be di say Mahamadu president 12 years. How? Sam Kwasiafo Minu be the president. And then Mahamadu the president 12 years. How? Why? How did we get here? These are FMs. They are full mental. Okay? Mr. P. So when you would take Kennedy Agyapong any day, or a full mental or FM. As some say, maybe you've not taken your time to listen to Kennedy Bawumia. And Aremeyaw say, we allow these people to lead us for 8 years. Now listen to the President of the Republic speaking on why today the economy is doing well.
The Ghanaian cedi, which depreciated by 19.2% in 2024, has shown signs of recovery, appreciating by 3.9% against the US dollar by the end of April 2025. This has been supported by stronger forex inflows, improved trade balances, and growing investor confidence. Our gross international reserves have improved further from $8.98 billion in December 2024 to $10.6 billion by April 2025. This is equivalent to almost 5 months of import cover. The Ghanaian cedi, which depreciated by 19.2% in 2024, has shown signs of recovery, appreciating by 3.9% against the US dollar by the end of April 2025. This has been supported by stronger forex inflows, improved trade balances, and growing investor confidence. Our gross international reserves have improved further from $8.98 billion in December 2024 to $10.6 billion by April 2025. This is equivalent to almost 5 months of import.
This is the President of the Republic, otchere, what is making this dollar weak today against the cedi. He gave reasons. How can you compare Kennedy Agyapong to John Mahama? How can you compare Bawumia to Mahama? How can you? Why would you even do that? He is stating facts. The cedi has appreciated 3.9%. And he stated the reasons why the cedi is doing well. Apart from the gold for oil policy program, our reserves today, our reserves in terms of gold and dollar is over 10.6 billion sitting at the Bank of Ghana. That is Yesika in terms of reserves, gold reserve dollar, over 10.6 billion dollars. It is sitting in the Bank of Ghana. He's talking about the reason why the dollar today is at 12 now, dollar now week because it is supported by strong forex inflows. Dollars say back Ghana. Why? Because we are doing a lot of the export instead of a lot of import. Today, people are bringing dollars in to do business. Investor confidence is high. Obi anokuta $100 million so abontina no suro say Odibewura Ghana na DDEP beji the CKD and our banking na any stable on your show of the banking sector. No, that person today is bringing that money in, and then your friend no, the stronger forex inflows. Dollar every approach say ba, and we are seeing it. He also spoke about the growing of investor confidence, and he also spoke about how these things are all coming together. And so, because you see, in an economy, a lot of things come together to make an economy strong. The reason why our economy died 5 months ago, and the Akufo Addo Bawumia Kennedy say the confidence was not there. Bogus be riba mo abrochire na mo pese mo de musika kwakwa to Ghana because mo na mo invest in bond, mo na mo invest in gold, mo na mo invest in everything. You are scared. That is what we call investor confidence. Our mind be also because a sika dollar beba minim. Until we the bogus, we were keeping the money to our chest because we were scared. We could not believe Mahamadu Bawumia's the policies. Because DNMA in 5 months ago in 2024, now dollar boga now shebe now usro. So we do usika be to Ghana. DNMA usro because of the policy about Bawumia de buy. It was because of idea na Bawumia de Kyeremanteng as the head of the economic management team. It was because of nyoma abandoned to kwem na enye papa. Enti ade be kire sa wote se Mahamadu Bawumia kasa asem way about the city or say city appreciation. if you ask a simple question to the NDC to point out exactly what policy, what is policy? Mr. S, get me the meaning of policy. Get me the meaning of policy. What policy they have implemented that has resulted in the appreciation of the city? They cannot tell you one. Or see, and ubusa NDC for say a dear policy and no more implement here ama dollar no and what the above for mass diligence or say NDC for to me control. And I mean busa Bawumia say what is policy? What is policy? Is it policy as a word or policy as steps or things you put in place to make sure things are right? Because you can say the car has gone for a review. And I said the car for a review. And I said the car mechanic for a regular check. And I need a word. Medical will call a mechanic for the mechanic to do a review. Let me just use that word. Then a mechanic in air to tell you, say this car has passed that test, that roadworthy test. Because I don't think it's a mechanic or no, I can say car not pass a test. No. And now it's just bringing the car to the mechanic automatically. A car worthy of being on the road. Because if you say policy, is it by just saying the word or what is in the policy that is at the end of the day servicing, taking the car to servicing? At the end of the day, it change BBR. Because I'll get say what was the NDC for say, I'm going to policy. Mahamadu Bawumia, how many policies did you present to Ghanaians from 2013 to 2024? He goes on to say that they only passed their budget in March. They have not even issued any contract and paid for anything. So you cannot ascribe what is happening to the currency to a policy that they have implemented. Into this year, NDC for pass budget and chair. Into dollar na and the echo from no untumin kase NDC for a bibi sunkumbia because omuntumin ka policy bakwa omutumi de gina so ama dollar na bafom. To me, if the NDC cannot tell me one policy, that's a dollar na be do through a 12, the NDC should not tell me any policy. Because he told me so many policies and he moved the dollar from 3 to 17. If the NDC today, they come out to tell Ghana for say, we are not going to tell you any policies, but the dollar is going to come down. They should not give me any policy. All that I need as Obi Beton engines, Obi Kofanyoma, Obi businessman, I need the dollar to drop. For you, Bawumia, to tell me policies for 8 years, for the dollar to move from 3.8 to 17, I would rather stick with the party that will not tell me any policy, but the dollar will come down. Actually, wait, Jimmy. Actually, this guy, he sees all of you. Oh, say the style of politics, the JHS kind of politics, the primary school kind of politics. Boy, be no say, or yet show be or skate, you know. Boy, be no a doorbell, no, cheddar, the cheddar kind of politics. Oh, kutie, don't make an catch them in Namen country Ghana for a cheddar kind of politics about Bawumia. Bawumia is doing the cheddar kind of politics. Cheddar. Bellboy cheddar kind of politics. Into the piano, say koye man dia obey the day, and koye dia you'll be fault. Mahamadu Bawumia is playing the cheddar kind of politics. Now, what is policy? Because when the president of the republic, Bermanyansa Fokasano, he spoke about how the reason why the dollar is going down, and what didn't echo from say it is being supported by strong forest reserve. How do you get dollars into Ghana? So President Mahama say, and the dollar, I appreciate it 3.9%. And the reason is that we are getting a lot of dollar inflows. The question is, how do you get dollar into your country? Do you need a policy to get dollar into your country? So how are you going to get dollar into your country? Something needs to happen for dollar to come into your country. If you knew that this policy will work, why didn't you get dollar into the country? Mahamadu Bawumia. Huh? Onse Bawumia, he is in a political party. Majority of them are illiterates. Majority of them don't go to school. In Tomu Bawumia so a crutchini in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is the king. Majority of omo NPP muno, omunko school, omunte brofo. Inti omu Bawumia so ni nyansa. And every time biano, and this for who Bawumia muhunu say as a joker. because they are more learned people in the NDC. They understand the facts. They question the system. But 90% of NPP for no, in their head, Bawumia is intelligent. That is why they are still hailing Bawumia, because see a political party on person chairman to me ebe regional chairman. It should tell you the level of intelligence our party no a woman. 90% of the people in the party, they are illiterate. Omu ko school. Inti omu bodam nibi also a ko school. They see him as God. That is why Bawumia is making his way inside NPP. Now what is policy? Now Afenyo Musa Bawumia policy now kano. This is policy. Let's try and read policy. A policy is a set of principles. It's a set of principles, rules, guidelines that govern actions and decisions within an organization, government, or group. Policies are designed to create consistency, fairness, and efficiency in how things are done. These are the four. What a policy. Mahamadu Bawumia say, NDC for anchor one policy ama and the dollar neko form. Na NDC for to minka. And I may explaining what is policy to you. You say policy is a set of principles, rules, or guidelines that govern actions and decisions within an organization, government, or a group. You say policy. Ayemra. And sebio injina sobia ebo eye ekuo oman and sebio eye de organization ho ban ema sebio de omo ye no omo sebio anamo omutu no sa eye de injina so and sebio eye de eye yakase principles a just say nyoma utumi a set of principles a nyoma wugina ho ebo dia wo ye no ho bra dia wugina so edema ade amoye as a kuo ade amoye se oman so oman pese omutu anamon bia omuhia principles yewo akwan bia ani akwankyere bia wo se mofa so nyoma bia niye bia wo se mudi so emra bia wo se mudi so the principles. It has a principle, it has a policy. Eye emrakwan, eye anamon bia osa mutu, eye anamon bia sebio osa mugina so e de chichiri mu kuo, anasa mo man, anasa mo de tumpon, ene ne friend no policy. Inti policy no, answer na policy de be adwuma no, unhia anamontuo bia obegina so. You need some principles. You need a debia also gina so answer na policy na ayedwuma wo minim ana eku a wo ka ho ene ne bo ho ban e bo ho bra. Iti Bawumia say e die na NDC fo aya ama and the city no akofoma omon kan kire the NDC aye ne say in tokro na eda Bank of Ghana na nkofo wia Ghana sika no almost si santokro no. So when it comes to blocking leakages, how our monies were being taken by people, it is one of the principles. To me, make sure say blockage of leakages. Sika na enyunua na yenim baby ekwa ema Ghana sika say. One of the principles. Accountability. Baby a oman sika ko biano aban we make sure say sa sika na ekwa no aban eni die chire. Yefra bibi prudent revenue collection. Aban no senia sika ojeje etwa ojeje sa etwa no beka aban sa aban endi yemfama jankroma emfa nkoto wi yemfama gabby yemfama Akufo Addo enko high private jet sa revenue collection no aban make sure sa nyoma ni nyina no sebio ne di akire a ebema sika befi ene na friend principles. Into when these principles come together, it becomes a policy. So when you're not able to follow through the principles, and then you're from 2017 to 2024, the principles were not followed. Which principles were not followed? How to make sure accountability works. It was not followed. Nepotism took over. Corruption, we could not basically collect revenue to the point where we as nation, from the taxes. The revenues we were collecting, it was going into Haptel, which is your company. We are talking about ECG, leakages at it. So the principles now NPP went to this, and then a say of mine. The NDC are seeing these positives because the principles, they are following the principles. It took a policy. It is your ability and your will to follow a certain principle that will guide will govern your actions. Into John Mahama Kase, Mena me president, and the Meti me be a friend Mahama Kes, me the salary 6 months to me vice president salary to Obi and Sanka says a principle. You need to follow the principle, and then that action needs to be guided. But it's not Kromha, not president, a tam Ghana Sika, Echo hand rent plane. No catch say or percent or that area or person or do so area. The president, the vice, they are not following the principles into who is going to be affected. It is us. I am making politics simple. Into Bawumia Campaign, he does not understand policy. He is just using words. This is format here. Into uti policy. Engineer so send be ya wankasa obehya wo ho so send be ya obedim rand so na abon ho ban abon man ho ban na edi mpuntu aba enti a cluster of principles comes together to form a policy and then egina so edi chekere man enti adekudi enti a ende dollar no edu 12 and say it is because NDC abano are flowing the principles through. When you follow through the principles, you will get the results. And that is what you are seeing today. And then also say Mahamadu Bawumia ni nyansa ya chekere man or a textbook economist. On tiasie a kasa keke, because when you live in a country, a third world country, now the $58 million you are not being principled. You are not, your actions are not being governed by the principles. Until at the end of the day, the people will lose. Into what the policy, it is nothing. Policy is just a word. There are components that comes together to form policy, and none we are missing, and that is the principles that John Mahama is following. And those components, when they come together, it will move your dollar from 17 to 12. Mr. P, Mr. S. This is Mahamadu Bawumia. He said he introduced 33 policies, and meaning cluster of principles coming together to get 33 policies. The question here is, the 33 policies Bawumia catcher in opposition, in power, say or introduce, how did it impact Ghana, our economy? 33 policies should be able to leave the dollar at 9 or 4 before you leave office. This is the joker.
Tróuble, enti usha ejuma mabeye as vice president. The entire me person move vote money as president. Number 1, usha ejuma mabeye as vice president. Let me kind at least 33 policy initiatives are mediaba in government. Digitalization and one constituency, one ambulance agenda 111.
If you look at my work as vice president, I can mention several policies I have championed. Everybody says no vice president has worked hard more than I have.
So many different policies are my championing in government. Nina akosi obia kase ushe vice president awa Ghana ha unya vice president awaye ejuma say Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia unya vice president Ubisa John Mahama say obedi vice president on pointing out one policy baku or the buy baku me what 33
Ask my opponent John Mahama what he was able to achieve as vice president. There is absolutely nothing. Promote me from vice president to president.
Only Bakubo 33-0. Enti munyinamu say vice president Ejumano mapasi. Enti promote me na munko president. No we vice president Ejumano. Bakubo 33-0. Enti munyinamu say vice president Ejumano mapasi. Enti promote me na munko president. No we vice president Ejumano. Promote me na munko enkodi president Ejumano. Munyinamu say agrono abaso efri anapatututu. Ano no say agrono abaso pa. Efri anapatututu. Ano no Ejumano. Munyinamu say agrono abaso efri anapatututu. Ano no say agrono abaso pa. Apatututu. Ano no agrono ebesopa. No, woman him say agrono ebesopa. No, woman him say agrono ebesopa.
Afe unya abotire. Me nyamba Bawumia and Kennedy so. Make sure the kind of people they are. This is the guy who almost became president. This is the guy. He almost became president. Yanya fast. Say anke me ni andawa. Anka ko en come pushing my by force. Say president. This is the guy who almost became your president. This is the guy. Now take a step back. I feel now will consume me. I feel now will take it. Utie Bawumia ono tumi kasa no wasere. I just say your body too shire. O tumi kasa no wasa so sire. Sit back and analyze. Share the body language. Share the cohesion. How coherent he is. See the way he's able to dialogue. Nya botre ube baby adenwo. Yeah, bo careless. Kiti. I swear to God. Kakwe be the president. Sanko for we on it the partner we.
What would be the first thing you do as president if you're elected in 2025?
Changing the mindset. What I'll do is, and I've started. It's good you came up with this question.
We are signing out. I just wanted one thing you do.
I'll bring all musicians together to let them come up with heroic songs, and we'll organize a concert like We Are the World. R&B, high lives, reggae, gospel, they all come together. And I've started. It's good you came up with this question.
We are signing out. I just wanted one thing you do.
I'll bring all musicians together to let them come up with heroic songs, and we'll organize a concert like We Are the World. R&B, high lives, reggae, gospel, they all come together. I'll bring all musicians together to let them come up with heroic songs, and we'll organize a concert like We Are the World. R&B, high lives, reggae, gospel, they all come together.
It's tough. It's not a joke, guys. And then Keka woman can Mahamadu president another 12 years in come. Why? There's no job left. The question here is, Cecilia Pana Bawumia and Kennedy person obey. That is a simple question. Bawumia and Kennedy. Mo Facebook pages and mo TikTok for me busamo. Bawumia and Kennedy obey.
Yo, if for winning and someone about beto, you so make out say so when you subscribe to channel idea, but more than say over subscribe. Now, while like video, give us a thumbs up, now fee share my work for us. So now when you be here now and somewhere also, Ghana memoir. Also bit me otchere wadwin afa yen some way nyina ho ewo comment box ni mu mobati minkabium in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.